Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin, big old CoinsKid crew. So at the moment, this is the kind of account that I'm looking at the moment. I've been anticipating this for a very long time. Bitcoin is potentially on the cusp of breaking out here. Okay, we're looking on the monthly time frame at the moment. This is a USD chart. Just there you can see that Bitcoin is potentially putting this wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and we've got this wave 5 leading into 2023 of this bull market. Okay, so obviously what we need to see off this breakdown here, we need to see the follow through. And just like we did here, we've got this ABC correction just there. We start to break that trend line, okay, and then we put in that huge impulsive move. So potentially, you know, everyone thinks we're in some kind of big bear market here, you know, where we broke down and we're doing something like this, you know, possibly, obviously anything's possible, but I do think that if we start to break this trend line right here, we're doing exactly what we did there, and what we've got is a massive impulsive move coming here for Bitcoin potentially. So we've got key levels of resistance and support, and so far so good. But there is a little bullish pattern that's playing out so at the minute that we do need to keep an eye on. So at the moment, I've actually gone long on Bybit. Okay, now this is a potential trade. I'm going to show you all the support and resistance, but you can do this on Bybit. The link is in each and every single video description. So far, so good. The CoinsKid crew have absolutely nailed this bottom here, and you know we've been coming up. We've been doing really, really well, finding the support and resistance coming up. But right now, there is a bit of a pattern that I've spotted. There's a potential breakout pattern. Let's take a look at this. Okay. So this pattern that I'm looking at right now, obviously there's a couple of bullish patterns down here at the bottom at the moment that we've spotted. We've got the ascending triangle just here, haven't we, in your triple bottom pattern where you crawled up, broken out, fell back to support, and boom, you're breaking out basically for Bitcoin, you know, and you're confirming that. So right now there is another little pattern here off this low. This is the really key low at the moment, okay? So we've made a high, we've made a low, we've made another high, we've made another low, and then we've made another high and we've made another low. So you've got three rising valleys at the moment, okay, for Bitcoin just there. Do you see that? Three rising valleys pattern. Now this is a very tradable pattern basically. Here is your key support that Bitcoin is currently holding, which is the 55 EMA after breaking above it and closing 1-2 days in succession here for Bitcoin. You're coiling up for some kind of move. We've equally got the monthly close coming in the next couple of days and the weekly close coming in the next couple of days as well. So it's really important we do start to break out and take out these levels of resistance here for Bitcoin. So what am I looking at right now? So the potential target is always from there all the way down to your low, okay, of a three rising valleys pattern. And you can see that pretty much you are confirming a breakout right now by closing above this key level of resistance just there for Bitcoin. So it looks as though you're gearing up, you're calling up for a breakout like this, okay. Now the minimal target here, like I've said to you, is basically, let's take a look at the fibs here. So this is the low, and this is your high just there. So I think that what you're doing, you're moving through the fibs obviously as well. That's your high just there. So at the minute you're sort of breaking out, you're breaking this one fib, look, because you're closing above it. Do you see that? This way you're running into resistance, constantly coming back for support, and you're calling up for continuation. So just there, it looks as though the minimal target is 27787, okay, at the moment for Bitcoin, right about that ballpark figure. But you can see, just using Fibonacci here on the larger time frame, if we start to zoom out, start to stretch it out, sorry, you've got the 382 fib here, which is looking like a key level resistance, because like I said to you, you're moving up through the fibs. So I would anticipate a retest of the 382 at 29708 on the breakout for Bitcoin. That could be a really, really key area of resistance where you could take some profit in this trade and equally open a short to come back down to ride the support again and then start to do something here where you get a continuation, you know, for Bitcoin. Failing that, you know, if you start to break out here, you run into resistance and you start to come back down and lose these lows, then this is a correction and you're looking at another impulsive move to the downside. Now there is a massive level of resistance here for Bitcoin that I think that if you break it, there's absolutely zero case of the bear market, okay, or any sort of continuation to the downside, and it's simple. It's this low here, okay. Let me show you right now. I'm going to drop a horizontal line on there, just there. Now, if you start to see Bitcoin break that, it's going to invalidate any extra waves to the downside, in my opinion, because at the minute, you could still say, if you look at it on the wave count like this, you could still say what you've got is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. And right now, you're rallying to resistance of 4, potentially 382, where you get rejected, and then you put in another dump towards the end of the year there. And then you could say, okay, well, the bear market was at this top, and we've been rolling to this bear market, and that's a projection going forward. But to invalidate that particular count, all we have to do is come up and break that green trend line at around about $33,221. So, you know, at a minute, you could say what Bitcoin's done here, like I've shown you in an early point of the video, is simply add the ABC correction, come down, break the trend line, and you're looking at continuation, okay? But a precursor to that scenario being absolutely fruitful is if we start to come up and we break that green trend line right there. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on, because the rules of Elliott wave theory, that wave 4, which potentially this could be, cannot retrace any higher or lower you know, whether it's going up to the upside or downside, than the wave one low or high there for Bitcoin. So hope you enjoyed that little update. So right now, personally, I'm long on Bybit. My stop loss is on the daily 20 EMA at the moment, okay, because obviously if you start to come down, you're negating this particular breakout. You are coiling up at the moment on this level of resistance that we've broken out right now, and you've got this key high, so there's something going to give. Now if it starts to break out, this is a beautiful trade from here, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so from here we're a really tight stop loss. You're looking at around about 24% trade for Bitcoin going forward. Okay, now if we get the breakout, I would anticipate that you've got to come in for a key level of support relatively soon, potentially break out like this, come back to this neckline, okay, retest of support for continuation. Like I said, this green line here is this wave one low, in my opinion. If it is a valid wave one, wave two, wave three, and we're looking at something like that, then you could have that wave five continuation. To negate that, we have to see Bitcoin come up and break that green trend line just there, okay, for Bitcoin to invalidate the bear market case. That's what I'm trying to tell you. This, I always keep you updated with everything I say, okay. So happy trading, everyone. Remember, you can go long right now on Bybit with really tight stop loss down there, but this could be an amazing trade, okay, amazing trade leading into August. Take care, everyone. Back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Bye bye.